Air to the Streets HD, Textiles in the building. Listen, I just watched Arsonal versus Cassidy on video. Shout out to Rare Rebel out in Europe for connecting with me and making sure I got connected to the visual so I can see what's going on. Like I said, I was at the battle. If you haven't seen my prior videos on the Cassidy versus Arsonal battle, what I had said was that I needed to watch the battle again in full on video, preferably because inside of the building, I couldn't really hear that well, right? There was a lot of reaction, a lot of noise in the crowd when I was in the crowd. And I was also on stage for most of the battle. And the stage is really not designed for you to listen to battles, right? So it's designed for the performers to perform, and I don't really think that they have too many monitors on the stage, if any at all. So I really couldn't hear it that well, right? I had to deal with the elements around me, other people, and things of that nature. So I did the best that I could, and from that vantage point, I had Cassidy winning 2-1, right? First and third. Now, there are a lot of people who have put out content already, and they say that Cassidy did not win this battle. They say that Arsonal won this battle, and that's their story, and that they're sticking to it, and so forth and so on. So I'm like, am I bugging? Did I miss something? Does my brain not work? So I was hoping that I got my hands on this video, and I finally got my hands on the video, and I'm watching this battle. And Arsonal goes first, and Arsonal was okay in the first. He was not bad in the first. However, I had Cassidy being a little bit better in the first. I would score it something like a 6-7 first round, right? Cassidy's writing is far superior than what Arsonal did lyrically, and his real rap content outweighs Arsenal's, blah blah blah. He has like references to stuff that's like far out, like crazy stuff. But he did good, but I edged Cassidy with the first. Second round, which is the round that I initially said that Arsonal won. Listening to the battle, Arsonal second. I took a couple of notes, not many. Arsonal stumbles in weak bars is what I have here for notes. Stumbled in weak bars. The second didn't do it for me. The second wasn't it. Cassidy, again, came out and was better in the second, so I would have to give Cassidy that second round. 2-zip Cassidy, right? Here's a couple of things that I want to take into account, that I would like for you to take into account. The defense of Cassidy versus the defense of Arsonal. Cassidy stands there and lets you rap. Say everything you say. When Cassidy's rapping, this guy's just moving around. He's fidgety, so it's very distractive to your psyche, if you will. I don't know how to say it. I don't know if it's a cognitive dissonance or whatever, but it does play on you when, like, if I was to be spitting to somebody and they're moving around and you're looking for the points when the reactions, and he's not like acting as if he's paying attention, so it's hard for you to understand what's what. And Cassidy's saying stuff that is supposed to be affecting him, but he's not paying attention, right? So you have to kind of ignore that and listen, and then you're going to kind of understand. Also, you might want to take into account, Cassidy is not like on stage all the time, like battling on stage like that. So it did not translate that well to a lot of people. However, when I look beyond that, when I'm looking and listening to what he's saying, and in this battle, he's winning the second round clearly. He won the second round clearly, right? So now we're moving on to the third round. because I don't want to take up too much more of your time. And if you haven't already liked this video because you like the video, like the video. Even if you don't like the video, just like the video, right? If you're not subscribed, there's a bell. Make sure you subscribe and click on that bell so that way you can stay up to date for what's going on, because it's going to be a lot more going on. So I want you to stay tuned with that, and I appreciate you for staying locked in with us. We will be going live soon, one of these days this week, to interact with you in regards to this battle and the lyrics and so forth. We'll pull up the bars, we'll do all that good stuff in due time. Podcast should be launching soon. We're going to keep you in tune and up to date with all of that. And with that said, we're moving on to round 3, right? Round 3. Arsonal goes in round 3. Did I take notes of round 3? I know Arsonal got booed off. He got booed off. He got booed. People are not saying that. The people haven't said that. I'm now just watching it. So it's just fresh, right? And not as fresh as I wanted it to be, but it's fresh. Like I just watched it like maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. However, Arsonal got booed when he was done. And not to say that because he got booed that he was not doing good, but the Philly crowd was not like a biased crowd to that extent. It was like they were being consistent with their booing, right? I wasn't booing anybody. But it was like Arsonal got booed at the end of his round. Like, boo. Like, it was not good. It wasn't good. And Cassidy had a pretty dope scheme that when you watch it, you're going to see what I'm talking about. He went crazy. He went crazy. And people could say what they want to say. You could call me biased. I can listen to bars. I know bars. I know lyrics. Bars is back. Air to the Streets HD Textiles, Brooklyn, New York. Arsonal got 30'd. Cassidy's last round was some dope writing. You got to check that out. A good battle. Arsonal, you didn't have to. You could have worked harder, my man. Maybe, but I don't think these guys really believe they could beat Cassidy. I don't know who's the next battle. If it's Hitman, if it's Sue Surf, if it's A-Verb, but stay tuned. Cassidy will be back. Bars is back. Battle rap is in good hands. Everything is moving. And the Air to the Streets HD movement. Salute to you. I'm out of here.